you were to make a man out of the dust of the ground today, what would what color is the ground? All right, you got some ground right here. All right, it's brown, variants of brown and blackish hue. All right, so if you make a man from the dust of the ground, that's the color you're gonna get. All right. So that means the first man on earth was a dark-skinned man. All right, you as they'll know him today, a so-called black man. Okay. So this is Jeremiah 14. And 2, right? So it's Jeremiah 14 and 2. Judah mourneth, right? And the gates thereof languish, right? They're mourning because the gates are languishing. What does that? The gates basically represent leadership, all right? Or leadership, sorry. Because when you go back to the old the time of gated cities, basically you'd have the judges sit at the gates, all right? And they would basically the judgment will go forth from the gates. All right, that was a place of judgment, basically reasoning. What's the other word I'm looking for? Council. All right, that was that place. Okay. So reading it again, it says, "Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up." All right. So it says they're black onto the ground and the cry of Jerusalem. When you look up the word there in the Hebrew, the word you got there is kodah, which means dark. All right. But it says the cry of Jerusalem's gone up. So let's get another. Now that I've covered the whole spectrum of the race of the Jews in terms of what color they are, let me get a pinpoint it with an example of an individual that is a Jew. All right. This is Song of Solomon. One and 5. So it reads. Actually, I'll start from 1. Alright, so it's Song of Solomon 1 and 1. It reads, the Song of Solomon. Sorry, the Song of Songs, which is Solomon. So this is Solomon's songs, alright? So verse 5 it says, I am black but comely. Right? So he plainly said it. He said, I am black, alright, but comely. But even more so, he went on to say, when you look it up in the Hebrew, it says, and, but isn't, but's not there. You have the word wa, which basically means and, okay? So he said, I'm black and I'm beautiful, basically, all right? He says, I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as a tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon, all right? So basically, he's saying he's a black man, all right? That's the true color within the Bible, okay? But then let's go on to now the reason why. Hey, it's been established that the Jews are known in the Bible are known as so-called blacks. But guess what? Who's the main focal point that they drive in people's face to basically establish that he's a so-called white man? Right? It would be who? Jesus Christ. Right? We know that's not even a real individual. Okay? That's actually a made-up idol, because Yahweh Shai, or the world called Jesus, never existed. All right? He only exists in this idol form for the sake of the fulfillment of prophecy. All right? Another Jesus being preached. Okay? But dealing with the so-called white Jesus, all right? That's the reason why everyone thinks the Jews are white, because they see that image and then they think in turn that the Jews look similar. All right? But guess what? When you read the Bible, it doesn't look nothing like that. All right? In fact, it contrasts by being a total opposite to the image that they proliferate out into the open of this world, man. All right? So let me read this. Revelations, the first chapter. I have to upload these simultaneously. Alright, so it's Revelations 1 and 1. Alright? So it says the revelation, right? The word revelation means to reveal. Okay. So this book basically is a great revealing of things to come in the last days. As I started off reading about Jude in the beginning, how Jude basically spoke of these times, this going back to the time of the beginning, being the seventh of Adam, right, prophesying of this, and then as a sign being taken up in the midst of the people, right, to be a sign of what's to come. This is basically a revealing of all of those things that he spoke of from the beginning, all right, in depth for us, right? Because Isaiah 33 and 6, what does it tell you? It says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of thy salvation, right? So basically, us having these breakdowns, this understanding, is for our benefit, all right? It's for us to basically be saved from this kingdom, all right? For us to be allowed to basically come into to actually become the elect, all right, Lord willing. So in Revelations 1:1, it says the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach, which the Most High gave unto him, all right. So it's John the Revelator speaking of a revealing that the Most High gave to him, yeah, all right. Because you gotta understand, I was reading the comment board on one of Apostle Tahar's videos, and he had some Jake on there talking about he don't, I can't remember what he said, but he said because of a dream, that was it. It was about the lunar Sabbath. He said because he had a dream, he no longer believes that when the moon is dark, that's basically being a new moon. He doesn't believe that's the new moon. Now he believes that when the moon's in a full moon, that's basically the new moon, all right? But that was revealed to him in a dream, all right? But then I might get into that as well, because I've got a couple precepts I can just reel off about that after I reveal Yahweh Shai to you. That basically debunks all of that, man, because prophets were visited in the name of the Lord, right? And then the one way you know whether it's on point or it's off is by filtering it through the word. If it's not congruent with what's being said in the word of this book, then you know you gotta throw it in the bin. You gotta put that dream aside and say, look, man, that's some bullshit. That's Satan trying to sift me out of this word, man. All right. So it's Revelations 1:1. So it reads, the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach, which the Most High gave unto him. All right. So the Most High gave him this vision. And when you read the book of Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, it basically talks about the Most High raising up prophets that are speaking his words. That you speak his word, they would speak his words, and he would reveal himself by way of what? Visions, dreams, and it will be known because it will be in his name. Alright? So it says the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach, which the Most High gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. Alright? So basically this is a revealing, alright, of things that are sure to come to pass. And Yahushua being seen on the earth is a revealing as well, right? Why is it relevant that we must know this right now? Because it tells you in the book of Matthew, when Yahushua was giving us heed, the book of Matthew, 24th chapter, the book of Mark, the 13th chapter, the book of Luke, the 21st chapter, it tells us to be privy, all right, to know, to watch, that when someone says, lo here, the Lord is here, lo there, the Lord is there, not to follow them, all right? Because there'll be many false Christs that will be rose up, all right? So don't adhere to it. But it's saying that, like, from, I can't remember how it's worded, but it says, as the Son, let me quickly read it. Yeah, okay. Let me read from here, and I'll get back to Revelations. So this is Matthew 24 and 23. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Yahushua, or here is Christ, as it says verbatim, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs. Alright? So how we if the Lord's telling you that there's gonna be false Christs that are gonna be rose up, how are you gonna be able to determine who the true Christ is if you don't know his true image? Right? That's why you dummies that say stuff like, oh, it doesn't matter what he looks like. That shows you ain't read the Bible, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Alright? Because if you had any sense, what you would do is read the Bible, straight up. Alright, and in reading it, that's why it says in Revelation, the 1st chapter, 1 and 3, where I'm reading for, is blessed is he that readeth. Okay? Because this is why you be blessed. Because it says this, for there shall arise false Christs, alright? And false prophets. 1 second.